Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Hope everyone's good today. We're getting after it already. Look at this trend up. That's some sort of news right there. Pretty quickly reversed, though. Heading on back down. I'll see if we have any trends, any potential setups right off the gate. I don't suspect so. This kind of looks like both things are played out. Let's see. Move up. Already looks like it has two legs. Move down looks like it has two legs. Could be wider, but definitely doesn't look wider on the S&P, so I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Freedom. Hey, Michael. See where our key levels here are on the NAS. Big gap up from yesterday's high. We definitely got to draw that on the chart. Morning, Striker. Hey, Raul. Over on ES, yeah, like I said, very similar, except not looking as strong. NQ looks like, hey, this could still be a trend. ES has nearly gone back on the entire move. We're already testing yesterday's high here. Hey, Neil, good morning. Yeah, ES kind of looks played out, both up and down. We're sitting right on that key level, so we'll know a lot once the market opens, whether it's going to hold this level and remain bullish or drop below it. Again, the Nasdaq is kind of supporting the market here. Looks quite good. And if ES plays along, I could definitely consider a Nasdaq long trade. Good morning, Roberta. Good to see you. Today, oh, guys, I didn't even realize today is FOMC day. Oh man, how about that? FOMC day. Although I do not think anything's going to come of it. There's, what, like a 97% chance that there's no cut. So that's what if there is a cut, things could get crazy, but very unlikely that that happens. the Fed's made it pretty clear that they're only planning and intending on cutting once this year, not likely to be now. We do have some earnings after the close, though. So far, the S&P bouncing right off of yesterday's high. Good morning, Bill, Jonathan, Tommy, Tom. Uh-oh, we got another Tom in here. Fight to the death, guys. Jonathan saying Tesla and Meta today. Man, let me double check. I thought that was tomorrow. Yep. You are correct. Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla all after the close today. There's the bell. There is the bell. Let's see what's up. So far, a nice little bounce off yesterday's high. Kind of got a feeling that we're, just because it's FOMC day, got a feeling not much is going to happen. I might be taking some experimental trades today. So be on the lookout for that. Looks like a little bit of a overshoot on this move up on ES. This is a nice, tight, orderly move up, and then all of a sudden, boop, popped right out of the top of that thing. That could lead to a correction or reversal. ES is at an all-time high here. And let's see where Nasdaq is in relation to that. No, we have not quite yet reached the all-time high. Very, very close though. I will take a double higher low on NQ. I need to load some more days. It looks like the all-time high of NQ was in October. That's pretty wild. It's been a minute. You have to load quite a bit more days. Trade-of-8's frozen. Bummer. Looks like Trade-of-8's having some outage issues. So if you're a Trade-of-8 user, you might want to switch to Sim. Pull back here on the S&P after that little overshoot. If we get a really solid second entry long here, I could definitely consider taking it. That EMA holds. Still waiting on NQ to load all the way back to the all-time high. Still have not even really had technically an attempt higher here. We had the pullback and we have not actually gone higher. All these highs remain unbroken. Back on NQ. We're under the EMA. Price is struggling to get above there. Overshoot is doing its job. There's the first attempt higher on ES. Nice. See if we can get one more little pullback. Nasdaq still not participating in this, well below the EMA and dropping. Sellers indeed winning the battle on NQ so far. ES following along. And again, it is FOMC day, so the likelihood that we just kind of chill in a range very high, unfortunately. Going back in time on the NQ, we'll mark our all-time high. Maybe we'll get there today. Who knows? Got a couple questions here. Let's see. Malati, we'll say Coon. I have my own NinjaTrader personal account. That's why my data is solid. So I'm not relying on prop data. Barry asking, what do I use as criteria for EMA doesn't hold? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, how do I know if the EMA is not holding if price goes below it? I mean, I don't know how much more simple to make it. Big bearish bar, close down here. EMA is not holding a support. Like, you have to be above the EMA for it to be holding support and below. Like, it's as simple as that. Meanwhile, Nasdaq, nice little bounce. So we will see if it holds. And here's again what I mean. This is the very first time we're actually getting above and closing above the EMA. In all likelihood, we will come back to retest it. We will see if it holds, meaning we'll see if candles continue to close above the EMA, or if rather they go down. Nasdaq continuing to push higher here. Really solid move. Not as strong here on the S&P. See if these markets can sync up here pretty soon. Morning, Octopus. Still waiting on that NQ pullback. It definitely looks better than the S&P at this point just because it has a nice structured move up. Very clearly identifiable with that channel. So if we come back and this holds, that's what we're going to be looking for to go long. All right, this little move up on NQ looks played out, unfortunately. Could be a wider channel, but for now we have a close outside and a new high. At the same time, the ES has a close outside of this move and a new high. Either way, we would expect bears to try to push the market down a little bit. And sure enough, we're getting that move down right on cue. Same on the Nasdaq. See if this move down develops into anything. Looking pretty solid so far. However, the EMA is flat. Range is the overall pattern thus far, so I would not be surprised if this gets reversed real quick like. Good morning, Steve. Basically looking like a range here on the S&P. Hopefully we can break out of that and get something, but got to be honest with what the structure is so far. ES is basically mid-range here. And I am following the shortened channel, so we did have a little move down. If the 21 holds as resistance here, we can take a short towards the bottom of the range. Nice, that's a good looking bearish bar. All right, if this turns really bearish, I am going to take this here. And what do you know? Back above the EMA. Did not expect that to pan out. You got to be ready for anything though, right? NQ as well. Very clear range-like action. EMA is flat. Prices are up and down. And this is more bullish than bearish just because we had this big gap up and so far it is holding. So would consider if the S&P made a big turnaround here with the bearish bar, but it's not looking like that's happening. NQ is getting more and more bullish. Does look like it wants to potentially break out of the top side of this range. Yeah, a 5-minute chart of SPY definitely shows what we got going on here. It is quite literally a barcode. You could probably scan it and something will pop up. So with all that, we can potentially play this range. We get a nice failed breakout here at the top, could consider shorting. Although I would lean more on the long side because this gap up is holding. Again, more bullish than bearish here. NQ getting close to the top of that range. We'll consider a short if we get a nice failed breakout, but this might be one of those ranges where we don't even get to the extremes and it just kind of makes new highs and new lows each time. Welcome to the donate zone. That is the truth. And getting another push down. And it would be cool if it was like, okay, the market's ranging because it's waiting for the FOMC reaction. And cool, once that happens, like, we're going to be good to go. We'll get a nice reaction. But not likely to happen. The FOMC is not likely to do anything. So it's like the market's waiting for something it's not even going to react to. I'm looking at this range on the S&P. It might actually be tighter. It might actually be right here. So if we get a really solid bullish bar right here, I may take it. And it may come all the way down to that key level. It'd have to be a really strong bar to convince me to take it before we get to that key level. Neil saying silently hoping for some FOMC volatility. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get it. Could be. I wouldn't personally try to pass any evals on it. They'll most likely just get destroyed on the drawdown. But you never know. We did not have a solid bullish bar to take that little fail break out of our mini range. See what happens here though. If we get a really solid higher low, I might consider jumping into that. Getting that second push down here. Again, watching if this turns into a really strong higher low. I will consider taking it. So far, not getting it, folks. But hey, I would welcome like a legitimate drop here if we just broke through that key level there. Started, ooh, okay, here we go. That's the higher low we're looking for. If this closes good, I'll take it. Man, not the strongest bar in the world. Had potential though for a second. Might get another shot at it though. Still looking for a little bit of a green bar down here. Get some volatility. What have we here, ladies and gentlemen? All right, back at that key level. This could be a great buying opportunity if we get the right bar. We just do not want to see price launch below this level. Brad, I like that plan. Give trade of 8 until 10:30, then go fishing. I love it. Come on, baby. Let's see if this turns into a really bullish bar. Looks decent, but needs to close green. Doesn't look like that's happening. I'll look for the same thing on NQ. Downtrend is played out. If we get a nice green bull hammer, I will be taking it, but it's not looking like it so far. ES is actually closing below that key level. We may have a legitimate bearish trend starting. Keeping this possibility in mind. But so far, price action has not shown to be wanting to trend. So this could easily be reversed. Watch for that bullish bar here on NQ right at the bottom of this range. Ready to go long if it happens. Yes, nice. If that closes on its high, I'm going to try it. Looks decent enough. If we don't get instant takeoff, though, I will look to scratch it. And watching the S&P, making sure it doesn't continue to drop. If it puts in another bearish candle, I'll get out of here early. But I think worth a try given the rangy bias. S&P not very promising. I just put in another bearish bar. It's going to take us out, but hey, if this, I'm going to give it another shot. If we get another bullish bar here, S&P is now bouncing. Give this another go. You can see the bounce going on. S&P here, big old candle. A little bit too big for me to join. But coming back to that breakout area. So going to be watching this close. If this starts showing as resistance, I'm going to get out of the Nasdaq trade. If we blow through it, I'm going to continue to hold. And already a little bit of resistance form in there. I'm not going to take a full-size loss on this one. It's got to start working instantly here. Nice. Look at that. Beautiful. ES getting above that key level. So this is looking really nice for the long trades right now. We're not completely out of the woods. We just poked above that level. So if we get back down below, we'll have to cut this early. Move my stop to break even. Yeah, S&P going back down. We'll take a win, albeit very small. It's all right. You gotta take what the market gives you. Like, we were given that space to really bounce if it was going to, and that'd be a perfect level for it to do so. Right as S&P was bouncing off the key level from yesterday, like that could have been a really big trade, so you don't want to cut yourself short. But as we can see, the S&P rejecting on that pullback, so I'm down for looking for a short here. See if we can get back to the 21 EMA, get that second bearish bar, and we'll take a short. Oh man, let's get that second pullback already. Here we go. All right, so we need the rejection here if we're going to be taking the short. Doesn't look like it's happening. We're getting that bounce. If this reverses really strongly here, that will be our signal. So far, it looks like we may be headed back into the range. Okay, here we go. Let's see how this bar closes. No dice. We're actually getting a higher low. Looks like the range is winning, which is definitely what price action would suggest. Back in Nasdaq, got a higher low. Let's see if this can continue this bounce up back into the range. Extremely tiny risk, just in case this is the bounce. And with Nasdaq dropping, I am watching the S&P. If it does drop below this EMA and give us a lower high, that will be a good sign that we're going to continue lower. Last chance on NQ. This bar is reversing quite strongly. No problem taking a couple paper cuts if we can finally get the push that we're looking for. No. We'll cut that early. S&P looks like it's heading back down. This is really choppy, nasty action, guys. May step away for a while and maybe even for the rest of the day. Not likely. Conditions are not likely to improve. As again, we have FOMC, but not a FOMC that we're really expecting to do anything. I like this little push by the S&P. If we get that lower high, I'll be in it to win it. Stalling right here. Again, we're just looking for a lower high. Brad says maybe it's a good thing trade evade is down, not getting caught in the chop. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, this is not one of those days where you're going to be super upset that you couldn't trade. It would suck if trade evade was down and you got like this beautiful, obvious trending day. But yeah, this is saving a lot of traders actually. Yep. Well, another bullish bar, not getting that lower high that we were hoping for. Stay patient in this market, guys. I don't think we're likely to go anywhere. Most likely going to be stuck in this range. So be watching for that. But if we start to get some consistent highs and lows, we can look to play the failed breakouts, and we can certainly look for reversals after trends have been played out. So that's how I would be approaching today, not looking for some big trends that have continuation or anything. Looking for those little reversals, those little opportunities to scalp. That's where the money is going to be made today. So we're going to be hunting those setups in the Discord. Follow the link below. And by the way, while you're waiting, if your accounts are not working or whatever, it is 90% off at Apex right now. Would highly recommend taking advantage of that. And yeah, hope it's a great day for you guys. I will see y'all soon. Later.